What's happening, everybody out here coming at you from 5 Bar Motorsports? That's right, guys, you see my car, she's up on the lift. We just got the killer chiller installed and she's looking really good, so let's go over there and take a look at it. Okay guys, so we got the nose piece off the car and we're going to proceed with the killer chiller system install. Now what makes this system unique, because it has 2 KC systems, is that it eliminates the heat exchanger. That's right, we're not going to have a heat exchanger on this car. Cooling is all going to be done by the KC system. So this baby's coming out and we're going to proceed with the install now. So we'll get a good look at it before it comes out. You can see it's a really big heat exchanger. Consumes the whole frontal area, pretty much the whole radiator area in the front. Just a little bit up there is exposed. And if you can get a look right in there, you'll see this heat exchanger is pretty big. It's 3.5 inches thick, 3.25 inches thick. You see it there. But it's coming out. We're not going to need it anymore. And there you can see the heat exchanger is out. Not going to have that in there anymore. Now's the chance to look at some of the other things. And here's the intercooler pump and the holding tank. That's all we got. A little holding tank like that. Not much to it. We're going to mount the KC systems in there now. Okay, so what we decided to do is we put the nose piece back on the car just for mock-up. Okay, and we're under here now trying to figure out where to mount the KC systems. We're going to try to mount them right here. The nose piece actually comes a little close, so we have to set them back a little bit. Plenty of room here. We'll put one KC system here and another one right there. That should work out pretty good. Okay, so I came back the next day and you can see progress continues. We're at the point now where we could see, you know, the intercooler pump there and the reservoir tank. And we got the chillers mounted. They are mounted nice and tight. All right, and we're getting ready to hook up the hoses. But this is where we got them. It was the most convenient spot. There might be some restriction, you know, of airflow to the radiator and stuff like that. But we got a big radiator in here, and honestly, the whole top is open. Some of the bottom is open. We might actually see some of this stuff through the lower grill when we put the nose piece on. But she's looking good. These guys are doing a nice job. Have a good look at them. We got to do some hookups now. We're gonna hook up the hoses. We're gonna do all of the intercooler fluid first, right? And then we're gonna do the Freon hoses and get everything hooked up. All right, guys, we're here at the shop, and what you see behind me there, this is the old race system with the 2 KC systems. You could see it, it's all hooked up, and we were ready to hook up the Freon to it, you know, the Freon lines, but we're going to change course now. We got a different chiller for it. These are going to come off. Let me show it to you. Okay, so here's the old system, the race system. This is a very good system, guys. It's not that there's anything wrong with it, it's just that they came out with a new one that's a little bit better than this. But you can see 5 Bar did a really good job hooking up all of the hoses and everything. It mounted well, and it's all looking real good. The only thing is that we didn't do was hook up the Freon lines. So we're going to change course now. We're going to take this one off because the new one can drop the temperatures lower than this. And here it is right here. This is the single KC system. It's oversized, and this one is easier to mount and easier to work with. I'm gonna put this one on the car now. It's looking good. Okay guys, take a look. The bumper, we haven't put it on the car yet, and you can see the killer chiller unit right there. Now we've run the car already for just a little while, and we were watching the, you know, the top of the blower. We were watching the temperatures come down. But I just wanted to jack it up. We shut the car off. I want to show you what it looks like to actually install this thing. So let's jump in there and take a look at it. Okay guys, so here it is. Here's the new KC system. It's been mounted. And you can see all the hoses, they got condensation all over them. It's a hot, humid day here in Florida, and this is what happens. You know, we're chilling the air, humidity just condensates on the hoses. And here's the intercooler pump and the intercooler tank. Now, this kit was supposed to have a auxiliary holding tank to be used with this system. Now, I did not get the holding tank, not yet. All we did was coil up some hoses. You can see it there, just to add a little bit more volume until I get the tank that I want to use. And I'll explain that a little bit later. But for now, I just want to show you how this system hooks up. You can see right in there, see those fittings? believe that's the high pressure line that's been tapped into to feed the chiller. Right there. You see that? Goes right over to that line. And then there's another low pressure line right here that also comes into the chiller from the low pressure side, and that's the side where you have the drag valve. Okay, and when we drop the car down, I'll show you that. But take a close look at something here, guys. There is no heat exchanger. That's right, this system is going to run without a heat exchanger. We took it out. There it is right there on the floor. Okay, now that's an upgraded heat exchanger. It does not come with fans, but it's 3¼ inches thick, and basically consumed the whole frontal area of the radiator here. In fact, it was so big that it came right to the back of the bumper and did not allow enough room for any kind of fans. It really did not work very well for me. But this install went very well. You can see in this case, the bracket was painted by the guys here at 5 Bar, because we're in a humid environment. And you know, this thing would get rusty, so we painted it up just to keep it from getting rusty. And here's what it all looks like. You know, this is that right there is the return line that comes from the blower and comes into the intercooler tank. And we just made some volume by coiling up those lines, because I'm going to get a holding tank that really is required to work with this kit. But I want to move the battery into the trunk, and I want to get a holding tank that sits where the battery is. But that requires an insulated tank, mainly because it's in the engine bay. And you need to insulate the tank so it doesn't absorb heat from the engine bay, sort of working against the fact that we're trying to store cold water on the way into the blower. So this is what it looks like, guys. Let's drop the car down a little bit and start it up, and we'll see what the temperatures are. Okay, so we dropped her down, and here's what it looks like. The only thing you really see up here is this mechanism right in here. See that right there? That's all the plumbing for the drag valve. You can see the drag valve right in there. You can see the top of it. This light is a little bright, but there you go. You see the drag valve in there? That's the only thing that you really see from the top. And then you see a hose coming out this way that comes out to the chiller. But other than that, it doesn't really look any different than it did before. You know, so there's no heat exchanger on here anymore. There's no more obstruction of air from the heat exchanger, whatever that's worth. I'm sure that there's a little bit of airflow obstruction from the heat exchanger, but we're blocking the air down here a little bit from the lower grill. I doubt that that's really going to be an issue, but I may change the lower grill to open it up a little bit to, you know, maybe make up a little bit for that. But this is it, guys. We're going to start it up right now and let it run, and let's see what the temperatures are. All right, now we're just going to let it run for a little while. We had it on for a little while earlier, and you can see, look at that, 96 degrees right now, and the temperature just starts dropping. Little by little she drops. This is one of the inlet hoses right here that I'm shooting at. Sort of reads a little bit better when you get onto the aluminum here. The temperatures start to drop. Now, I had checked this once before, and we were looking at 131 degrees, you know, just basically running and idling. I'm going to let this thing idle for a little while and see what the temperatures end up to be. Now, I don't have any way to read IAT2 or anything like that, not with the Whippled software, but one day, you know, I'm going to get the IAT2 sensor, put it in the back of the blower, and get the harness to hook that up so I could read IAT from the dash, the IAT2. But you can see, just hanging out here, this is temperatures are dropping slowly. Let's let it run for a little while. All right, everybody, what we're looking at right here is a temperature reading of the holding tank. Now, this is the holding tank post blower. To the left right there is the intercooler pump. You can see at this point we're running at about 52 degrees, 51 degrees. Car's been running for just a little while, and the temperatures are starting to look pretty good here. See that, 50, 51. Let's go over to the blower. Just take a shot right here. We're looking at roughly 56 degrees. Try to get a hard to get, there's a lot of heat being thrown around here. So if I don't usually get a good reading, because the fan's blowing a lot of heat. But if you look close, look at all the condensation. Water all over the top here. It's looking good. I'm sure that these temperatures will get even a little colder than this. Try to get a good spot. 55 degrees. This is one of the entry lines. This is water, cool, chilled fluid coming in from the chiller. She's pretty cold. Now these guys, they want to get the nose piece back on the car and get it back together, so I can't do too much more than this. But take a look when you have the chance. We no longer have a heat exchanger on here now, so there's really no heat exchanger obstructing airflow going into the radiator and the AC condenser. We're using just the chiller now. Underneath there, we are blocking airflow through the lower grill on the, on the front nose piece. So I might have to put a little bigger grill, let more air in down at the bottom. That's probably the only thing. We're gonna put the nose piece on it now, guys, and get the car back home. So we brought it home. Unfortunately, when I left 5 Bar, it had just rained, the roads were wet, and I really wasn't able to jump on it. But what I can say is, in those couple of spots where I had dry pavement, I was able to jump on it just a little bit, and I can honestly say that I'm making a lot more power than I used to. You can see from the video, the temperatures of the intercooler fluid was roughly 50 degrees. That's a far cry from what it used to be. Roughly, I imagine you would see 90, 100 degrees on the intercooler fluid temperatures. So it was a big improvement to put this killer chiller on the car. So I've got more plans for this, guys. One of the things that we're going to do in the near future is put the car in the dyno to see exactly how much power it's making. And I also plan to drive it around a little bit first. I'm sure that on the street it's going to perform a lot better than it used to. So stay tuned, there's a lot more to come. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it, and we'll see you in the next one.